Hi, it's Gwyneth here on a fabulous Feel Good Friday. I hope you have had an amazing week and that you've got something special planned for the weekend. I'm doing my best here to ensure that you feel good about being you so that you show up as who you are, marketing yourself, promoting yourself for the fabulous, fabulous being that you are. This week I held a webinar with on the topic of how to say no. Now this was specifically workplace related, and because it's Friday, I just wanted to share one thing with you that I did many, many years ago when I first started. It used to drive me absolutely crackers on a Friday afternoon when all of a sudden the team I was working for, I was senior secretary at the time, the team I was working for suddenly remembered all this stuff that had to be finished by the end of the day. It drove me bonkers because I have never ever been somebody who has believed in, sitting at work just for a laugh or just for a good impression past the time I should be going home. Time management is a big part of any work, and I think it's really, really important to understand that it's not necessary for you to be sitting at work until 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and certainly not on a Friday when you should be with your family or with your friends or putting your feet up and watching the telly or whatever it is that you do to relax. Absolutely not. So this is what I used to do, and I understand, it takes a little bit of don't want to say courage, but a slightly different attitude. It's not just about you. So saying no, first of all, it's not being unkind, it's not being selfish, and it's not being rude, because you're not going around to people and just saying no. If you said no to people, yeah, okay, fine, that wouldn't be great. But on this Friday afternoon syndrome, for example, what I used to do on a Monday or Tuesday would be to go around my colleagues and say, what do we need to achieve this week? What has to be finished? What deadlines do I need to be aware of? Because in those days, secretaries were not involved in management meetings, in work plan meetings or anything. I had a really, really hard time. I was one of those people with stuff just kept giving to me, and if there was a big project, I knew what was going on, but it very rarely, it was very responsive, very reactive kind of a job. But when I started doing this in the beginning, it was slightly irritating, I think, for people, because I was basically asking them to focus as well on what they had to do. But over time, it really did work, and by about the second year of that particular job, I was going home at 5 o'clock, 5:30, pretty much every day. And it created a better atmosphere because we all knew what the deadlines were, and it didn't force people to rethink their work plans, but at least helped them to consider before they said yes as well to other people. And I was also able then to say to those people, if they came with more work, look, you've given me this deadline for this, I'll be happy to do that, but could we please talk about, which of these is your priorities? And if it's not life-threatening, I didn't say this, of course, but honestly, if it's not life-threatening, you don't need to be staying at work. Now, if you are in a self-employed position, as I am now, it's also a little bit tricky to say no to clients, because initially your main focus is, if you're self-employed, cash flow is a big thing, and you need to make sure that you are earning the money to pay the bills. And this might sound completely counterintuitive, but I also learned that when I started saying no very nicely to potential clients, because I didn't think we were going to be a good fit to work with each other, things also started getting better for me. If you say yes to a client, but you've got that kind of feeling in your stomach, not quite sure, trust your body, what it's saying to you. Frequently, you will find that person, for whatever reason, is going to be in your email inbox every single day, asking for exceptions, asking questions, and all the rest of it. So set your boundaries, have your parameters clear. If you're at work, be clear about your deadlines. If you're self-employed, be clear about your deadlines and the type of people that you want to work with, and stick to it. Honestly, it works. Like I said, in the beginning you might feel uncomfortable, but if you practice, if you put together a few sentences, practice talking to the wall, or to your telephone, or to your hairbrush, or to your mirror, or to your dog, or to your cat, or whatever, practice saying those things. I'd love to help you right now. I've got this deadline. Could I come back to you later? I'd love to help you, but right now I've got this to do. Actually, I shouldn't have said but. I'd love to help you, and I've got this deadline. Could I get back to you afterwards? And with a client, thanks so much for getting in touch with me. and I really appreciate the commitment that you're showing to yourself. I'm not sure that we're a really good fit, and then potentially you can also recommend another person in your line of work that they could work with. How to say no diplomatically, be courteous, love each other. I wish you a fabulous Feel Good Friday, an amazing weekend, loads of love, and bye for now.